Okay, guys, real quick, Matthew 18, verses 23 through 34. The parable in which Jesus is saying the kingdom of heaven is like a king and his servant, the servant that owed 100, my apologies, 10,000 talents, which is a huge and unpayable debt. If we're supposed to translate it, I looked it up. It's roughly 60 million days of wages for a laborer back then, which is about 150,000 years of work. Doable, right? So, and in modern day, that's roughly $161 million or over 100 billion. So, you know that man was not going to pay that off. So, Jesus is telling this parable to help us to understand. So, let me break it down a little bit more. So, this servant, right? The king is wanting to settle his accounts with his servants. This is what this servant owed. And obviously, again, this servant cannot pay it. So, I keep saying Jesus. The king is saying, okay, you can't pay, so I'm going to sell you and your family. It's going to affect the generations after. Keep up. So this man is begging and pleading, and eventually the king has compassion towards him and clears him of all his debt. All of it. You know how much that is? Something that he could never pay off, ever. So either way, this servant goes out, and a fellow servant that owes him 100 denarii, which, if we're to translate it to US now, is a little over $4. A third of a year's worth of salary back then for them. And he's asking him for the same compassion, the same heart that the king had towards him, he is asking that servant for, but the servant refuses. He refuses. So the other servants, bring it back to the king. The king gets word of it and punishes him. Now, from this parable, one, the king is God. God forgave us of all our sins. He paid the ultimate price for us, something that we could never have paid off. He cleared us clean of our debt. Now, all he asks of us is that we go out and forgive our brothers and sisters. Because whatever it is that they do is nothing compared to what he has done for us. So we can forgive. We can forgive, guys. It's not 150 years worth of debt. 1,000 years worth of debt. It's $4 and some change. It's $4 and some change. So we need to learn to forgive, just like the king forgave, just like Jesus forgave us.